Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Wednesday, March the 24th, or Thursday, March the 24th. Sorry about that. It is Thursday, March 24th. You could, of course, follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. If you click there now, or if you click there, you can see our episodes are going up there as well. So give them a follow and check that out as well. As we have our news pack for Thursday, just a reminder, we had Ryan Pinder on yesterday for about 30 minutes chatting with Devin, Sean, and I as we went through what's going on with the Flames. Ryan has a very busy schedule. Really appreciate that. So check that out. We also have a word of the week, which is on that podcast, as well as Monday's Canuck trade deadline podcast. We also, Devin and I did a trade deadline podcast on Monday at the trade deadline as well. Check that out. Of course, retweeting any of our pod clips, any of our activities will get you an opportunity to win tickets to the Vancouver Canucks Calgary Flames game on the 23rd. Devin, Sean, and maybe Chris. Chris is moving to Kelowna, so it is possible that he is heading back. He could be there, but we will let you know about that. Tickets to the game. It's the anniversary with the Pig and Duke as well, so check that out there as well. Let's get to the games today. There are 10 games in the NHL today. We'll start with the Vancouver Canucks coming off a pretty gutsy win from Yaroslav Halak, making 32 saves. Goals from JT Miller, Brock Besser, and Bo Horvat yesterday. They beat the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. That was actually the Avalanche's only fourth regulation loss at home all year. And big win for the Canucks, probably one of their biggest victories of the year. They're heading to Minnesota today to play them. The Wild are, of course, playing today. They come in with a record of 37-20-4 as St. Louis, Minnesota, and Nashville continue to flip-flop second, third, and first wild card position right now. And, of course, the Wild have won 3 in a row. Looks like Cam Talbot will get the call and goal, so it will not be the debut of Marc-Andre Fleury. You suspect that Thatcher Demko will get the call in goal for the Canucks tonight. As the Canucks come in now with a record of 31-26-8 for 70 points. And so they are currently sitting just 3 points behind the Dallas Stars. But, of course, the Stars have 3 games in hand on the Canucks. So as they're saying as one of the saying is going on right now, is the math still doesn't look good for the Canucks, but winning does help. So that is that game as well. We'll touch also, before we get to the rest of the games, we'll touch on some Flames news here as well. Chris Tanev took a maintenance day today. That could mean a lot of things with Chris Tanev, as Rob Williams says. That could mean broken ribs. That could mean 5 teeth. But Chris Tanev took a maintenance day today. Ryan Carpenter was on the ice today for the Flames for the first time, and it looks like that Sean Monahan and Milan Lucic, possibly one or both, could be scratched from the lineup for the game tomorrow. We'll keep that's something to keep an eye on there as the lines came out. It looks like in terms of what the lineups look like here, it looks to me, according to some of their line rushes, it looks like Toffoli is with Lindholm and Tkachuk, and it looks like Lindholm and Gaudreau, and Yarncroc, Coleman, and Tkachuk look like a line, and it looks like it was Carpenter, Lucic, and Ritchie. So it could be Monahan and Lewis that take the day off there. That would leave the line of Backlund with Dubé and Mangiapane as the other line then. So, yeah, it's probably some maintenance, probably pretty tired, as the second half of the season has been 40 games in 81 days. Continues to be, you got to rest your bodies there for sure. So, also, Eric Gabranson talked about the high stick issue from Friday and he's when Daryl Sutter claimed that he could stitch him up faster than the doctors. Gabranson said, "I got high sticked and bit my tongue. Don't do that. It sucks." So, wisdom and advice from Eric Gabranson. You get more than just the news here on the Shifts and Pucks news pack. So that's going on with what's going on with the Flames. To touch on some of the other games going on in the National Hockey League, the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Boston Bruins. The Lightning are stumbling along here. They are now actually in third place with the Leafs win yesterday. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost 3-2 to Carolina. And Boston is only 1 point behind them. So that is and they've won 2 in a row. So that's a bigger game than what first meets the eye there, Tampa Bay, Boston, in terms of positioning. And I know that people are never really worried about the Tampa Bay Lightning in terms of where they're positioned, but I don't think you want to be in a first wild card position. I think you still want to get yourself going there, and it looks like Tampa Bay has been stumbling a bit, and they got to get their game together. Florida taking on Montreal. Florida it's the debut of Claude Giroux, looking like he's going to be on a line with Alexander Barkov and Carter Verhaeghe. 90 points is with 1 game in hand. They would be the number 1 seed right now. Montreal is at 44 points. But they've been playing a lot better, of course, under Martin St. Louis. Dallas Stars, of course, in that last wild card position. The Vancouver Canucks keeping an eye on that, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Stars coming off a pretty exciting 5-3 win over the Oilers. Hold down that second wild card spot at 73 points. But they do have 4 games in hand on Vegas, and they basically are driving the bus in that wild card spot. They control the destiny there. If they continue to win, they should get in. Then you have Detroit taking on the Islanders. You have the Ottawa Senators, Zach Sanford, former Ottawa Senator, taking on the Winnipeg Jets. And again, the Jets are starting to get a little better, starting to play a little better. Math still doesn't look good, but they're 3 points out of Dallas, but they're played 64 games as opposed to Vegas and Vancouver. Vegas playing 66 and Vancouver 65, so they have a little bit of an advantage there. The Philadelphia Flyers are taking on the St. Louis Blues. The Blues, of course, have moved themselves into second place, but they've struggled a bit here. They've only won 3 of their last 10. And then we also have the San Jose Sharks taking on the Edmonton Oilers. It's looking could be the night that we see Capo, could be new goaltender for the San Jose Sharks could be playing their new goaltender today as well. But as I just pull up the information here, it was, of course, they had James Reimer playing against Saturday and played fantastic. But Sharks coming in against the Oilers. Oilers could be having Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back today. I always mispronounce the new San Jose goaltender name wrong for some unknown reason. And so just give me sorry, for some reason I'm just having a bit of a it's anyway, yeah, the Sharks are playing the Oilers tonight. And of course with the Sharks trading Jacob Middleton to the Wild there. They come in with a record of the Sharks come in with a record. Sorry about that. 28, 27, and 8. They've won 2 in a row. They come from behind. A couple of come from behind wins as well. So that is what's going on there. So it's still a team with Bob Boughner that will not give up here. So that is what's going on there. It's as well. And Capo Kakinen will be the. For some reason, I want to call him Kevin Kaskinen, and I'm just drawing a blank. My apologies. Capo Kakinen, just in my brain. Sorry, I know pretty much know everybody, but just sometimes when you're reading something, you just completely forget. Capo Kakinen might get the calling goal tonight. That could be his debut there. And then finally, you've got Nashville taking on Vegas. That's a big matchup, and they play each other really well. Actually, those Nashville-Vegas games are tough, but the Vegas has lost 2 in a row. Stumbling along here, of course, the Evgeny Dadonov trade canceled, so they may still be working on that. Nashville, of course, 37-23-4 at 78 points in the first wild card position. And then the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the second place Los Angeles Kings. Kings coming in 35-22-8 for 78 points. There, as well as the Troy Stecher, Alexander Edler pairing, and there Drew Doughty dealing with injuries, though. Drew Doughty out for the remainder of the regular season there as well. In terms of other injury news, Patrice Bergeron was expected to play tonight against Tampa Bay. He won't return. He has a setback, so he will miss his fourth game in a row with the elbow infection. He's requiring surgery there. A couple of season-ending injuries have been announced as well. Jonas Korpisalo will be out for the season for the Columbus Blue Jackets with a hip injury, as well as Kyle Clutterback will be out for the season with an injury as well. Clutterback, he signed a 2-year contract on Monday as well. And also Stephen Mayfield, another defenseman, Scott Mayfield, out 4 to 6 weeks, as I butcher names in this one. So a couple of key injuries for the New York Islanders there. Torrey Krug, week to week for the St. Louis Blues. That's a significant loss, but they did get Nick Leddy for depth. Max Pacioretty will be a game-time decision for the Vegas Golden Knights against Nashville. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, as said, he will play tonight against the San Jose Sharks. He's missed 12 games since February 26th. And Matt Pacioretty says a game-time decision. Vladislav Nemestikov will make his Stars debut against the Carolina Hurricanes. He was acquired at the deadline. And Scott Wedgwood will start for Dallas against the Carolina Hurricanes. That was one of the under-radar moves. Dallas getting Scott Wedgwood from the Arizona Coyotes. Victor Arvidsson and will be back for the Kings tonight against the Blackhawks. As mentioned, with Drew Doughty out, Victor Arvidsson will be back for the Kings. And Marc-Andre Fleury could debut for the Wild on Saturday against the Columbus Blue Jackets, but Jacob Middleton will make his debut tonight for the Wild against there. The Leafs had the next generation jerseys. They had the debut of Mark Giordano, but Rasmus Sandin could be out for multiple weeks. He injured his knee in the 6-3 loss to Nashville on Saturday. He has 16 points, 5 goals, 11 assists in 51 games this year. So that's some of the injury news. Of course, we also had the CHL Prospects game go on yesterday. So Team White beat Team Red 3-1. Well represented by the WHL. Denton Mateychuk from the Moose Jaw Warriors had a great game. A lot of people felt that Reed Dick Reed Dick played a great game and should have been the player of the game for Team Red, but the game was in Kingston, and that is the home of Shane Wright of the Kingston Frontenacs. You're not going to bypass him. He scored a goal. That is what is going on there. But he had a good game yesterday. Jagger Furcus, of course, was the player of the game for Team White. He had a pretty strong game as well. I think all enjoyed there as well. I did an intense game. Jagger Furcus had a strong game. Jake Carabella stood out. I thought Owen Beck stood out. Nathan Gauthier from the Quebec Remparts rounded out the scoring. Tyler Brennan made 3 saves in under 30 minutes. Mason Bope from the Spokane Chiefs took over. Reed Dick from the Swift Current Broncos took over from Reds Ivan Zagalov. Of course, that game was not played last year due to COVID-19, of course. So that was that game. I'll be doing a write-up and a review on that on WHO on Area 51 there. So that covers the news for the day. Actually, one more quick story from the BCEHL as a BC product. Clay Stevenson from Chilliwack signed with Washington. He had visits with Rangers and Capitals, and there was interest from Vancouver and Seattle. According to Rick Dollywell, he's a former Coquitlam Express goalie in the BCHL, so another one of those free agent signings, and some of those players that you look from under a rock for in some places, that's not necessarily a draft pick that you hope goes well. So that covers the news. Sorry a bit for the stumbling in that one of Capo Kakinen. There's just some names that beat you, and Capo Kakinen is the name. Capo Kakinen is my arch nemesis. Anyway, that's the news pack for today, Thursday, March 24th. You can, of course, follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy, Canuck03, Devin Howe, Gord Howe 09. By the way, Ryan did a fantastic ad for Devin's Amped Advantage. I will be posting that up as well. Chris Schneids, SCHNEIDZ. Wish him well in his travels to Kelowna. Tyler TNOBLE. He's refereeing some busy games. We're looking forward to having him back on. I am KEVOLE. Shifts and Pucks, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you get your audio, and on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.